Filling in the shoes of the McLaren 720S and continuing its traditions from now onwards, the new 750S takes the benchmark set by its predecessor one whole level up. The tweaked exterior look is just a part of the whole picture, as the new McLaren 750S claims to offer an extensively new package over the 720S. With major reworks done to the engine, chassis, equipment list, and more, McLaren ensures that the new 750S makes a mark in the supercar world with its individualistic identity. So let's look at 9 things you should know about the 2024 McLaren 750S. The McLaren 750S might be a new car with a whole new significance. However, one look is enough to make one believe it to be a restyled version of the now discontinued McLaren 720S, one of the best mid-engine supercars ever. At the front, the new 750S has a new bumper with a different-looking carbon fiber splitter. In addition, the front profile also gets new air intakes in the headlamp housings and configurable surrounds for them. There are some changes to the side and rear profiles, giving the 750S an identity of its own. The side profile now features redesigned air intakes towards the radiator, and adding a more graceful look to the supercar is the new choice of alloy wheels. At the back, the changes are more significant in the form of a new carbon fiber rear wing sitting higher than before. The centrally placed twin exhausts between the tail lamps now have a new heat extraction mesh. The rear bumper also looks revised with restyled air vents within them. For the future, McLaren has some game-changing plans, which include the Artura Spider, a slew of electric supercars, and even a rumored SUV. However, like other car makers, the internal combustion engine age is nearing its end for McLaren. The new 750S has been finalized as the last supercar from McLaren to come with a pure internal combustion engine, a 4.0-liter twin-turbocharged V8. From now, all the new models coming from McLaren will either have a hybrid or fully electric powertrains. With this announcement, the 750S is one last hurrah for all those rich driving enthusiasts who want a pure gas-powered supercar with the coveted McLaren badge like the 720S. The new McLaren 750S has shattered the benchmark created by its predecessor when it comes to being the lightest supercar from the British supercar brand. Compared to the now discontinued McLaren 720S, the new 750S weighs up to 66 pounds lesser, with its curb weight being 3,062 pounds for the coupe and 3,170 pounds for the Spider. The main contributors to this weight loss for the new McLaren 750S are the new carbon fiber seats and newly designed 10-spoke forged wheels. Further weight-saving measures include a lighter windshield, instrument console, suspension setup, exhaust system, and rear wing. And if that's not enough, McLaren has a range of add-ons to make it even more lightweight. As mentioned, the new 750S gets the same 4.0-liter twin-turbocharged V8 engine from the McLaren 720S. McLaren claims 740 horsepower and 590 pound-feet of torque from this retained engine in the 750S, which makes it 30 horsepower more powerful than the outgoing 720S. With the increase in power, the new 750S is marginally quicker than the 720S, and the reasons for this bump in performance are the new lesser-weighing components used in the engine. The 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8 used in the McLaren 750S features new lightweight pistons and an exhaust system, and a new secondary high-flow fuel pump. With higher boost pressure than that in the 720, the engine enables the 750S to cover the 0 to 60 miles per hour sprint in 2.7 seconds, and the 0 to 124 miles per hour sprint in 7.2 seconds. The claimed top speed of the 750S is 206 miles per hour. With this bump in power and lighter curb weight, it sets the new benchmark for the power-to-weight ratio at McLaren. Along with the new weight-saving measures, McLaren has also made some tweaks to the chassis of the outgoing 720S to make the new 750S a more dynamic experience behind the wheel. The most significant change is the retuned suspension setup, featuring third-generation proactive chassis control. This system continues to have multiple hydraulic hoses and accumulators for reducing body roll from the second-gen proactive chassis control. However, it now gets lighter dampers and springs and revised geometry, with the springs being softer at the front and stiffer at the rear than before. Apart from a new design, the rear wing at the back of the McLaren 750S also weighs 3.5 pounds lesser, resulting in more downforce and more powerful braking at higher speeds. The supercar also gets a revised front axle lift system, which raises the front of the car 6 seconds quicker than before. While the 750S comes standard with Pirelli P0 tires, it can also be equipped with stickier P0 Corsa or Trofeo R tires at an added cost. The new McLaren 750S is one of the rare modern-era supercars to continue having a hydraulic steering system. At a time when its peers are switching to more responsive electrically assisted setups, McLaren relying on hydraulic steering is a bit of a surprise. However, McLaren claims the steering setup has a quicker ratio than the stunning-looking 720S. Most driving enthusiasts still swear by hydraulic-assisted steering setups. McLaren knows this fact very well, and given that its supercars have one of the finest hydraulic steering setups, it retained the same for the 750S for a more authentic driving experience. In addition, for enhanced stability, the new 750S features a 0.24-inch wider front track than the 720S. Along with the tweaks done to the twin-turbo V8 engine, another reason behind the 750S being faster than the 720S has to be the reworked transmission. Like the engine, the 7-speed automatic transmission in the 750S comes from the outgoing McLaren 720S. However, in the 750S, the transmission unit has tweaks to the gearing, a revised kick-down control strategy, and a shorter final drive. For a more engaging driving experience, the new 750S gets power adjustments on the steering column. As a result, one can change the drive mode without lifting a hand from the steering wheel. The new 750S is also the first McLaren to get the carmaker's control launcher, which allows the driver to change drive mode settings or turn on or off a drive mode while in motion. Along with the exterior, there are some noteworthy changes in the cabin of the new 750S over the McLaren 720S. The most prominent alteration is the new instrument console, which, unlike the folding unit in the 720S, is a fixed screen mounted on the steering column and moves along with its direction of rotation. With no buttons on its spokes, the steering wheel has rocker switches on either side of the instrument console. These switches allow the driver to change the drive modes and suspension settings on the fly. Like the outgoing McLaren 720S, the new 750S will also be available in two versions, the Coupe and the Spider. While the hardtop Coupe version comes in at $331,740, the Spider version with a retractable hardtop sits higher at $352,740. McLaren has started accepting orders of the new 750S in the US and confirmed to start the deliveries of the first batch of the new supercar in the third quarter of 2023.